So needless to say, this week has been a rough one for the Walt Disney Company, PR-wise, and they had to just go and make it even worse, rub salt in the wound by price hikes on Disney Plus getting announced. They're increasing subscription prices for Disney Plus starting October 21st. The standalone plan with ads will increase by $2 to $11.99 per month, and the premium plan will increase by $3 to $18.99 per month.
Noah Centineo laughing all the way to the bank with that year subscription, making sure that he doesn't have to deal with the price hike.
That is crazy work.
Yes.
Those aren't just like maybe $1 every 6 months or something like that.
The fifth increase since the launch of Disney Plus, more than double what it cost
That is
just
crazy.
6 years ago.
And people ask, why does Disney do this? How do they keep getting away with this? It's because we let them get away with it. Because we continue slaving away to donate, huge portions of our hard-earned money to spend on their products. And that includes the theme parks. We've pointed it out to no end. The Disney theme parks kind of fund the rest of the company in a huge way. Because, they're certainly not reliably making their money back at the box office. Disney Plus is also not profitable.
Even if they were, say a movie makes $1 billion and it profits $600 million, that funds Disney for like 2 seconds.
So they need the parks, and they need especially the merch that they sell at the parks to keep this company up and running. And I think you could say from the 1950s when Disney World opened up until the 90s, or in a more pronounced way up until very recent years, like post-pandemic years, this was accessible to the average American middle-class family.
But the middle class has been hollowed out.
It's not for the family in general, but it's also not for the middle class, regardless of whether it's a single person or a couple or a family. They're getting priced out of it. This is not accessible to people anymore. And that's very much on purpose. The New York Times wrote a piece on this titled "Disney and the Decline of America's Middle Class." And I read through the whole thing. If you have the displeasure of being subscribed to the New York Times, then you should go pursue the full piece. It is very sad, I'll warn you, because what they do here is juxtapose two different Disney theme park customers. One is a 60-year-old, morbidly obese bus driver and grandmother who has saved for years and months and years alongside her daughter to go on this one vacation. And they are spending, I think, like it said 15% of their household income on this. Yeah. For an annual household income, just for this trip, where they're not staying on the property, they're staying at a different hotel, so they don't get the perks. And they're there in the squelching heat, because that's when the crowds are less stacked than the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And they have to make all of these personal sacrifices just to go to Disney. This is like the pinnacle of this woman's existence. She's saying, like, she has these fond memories from her childhood of going to Disney, and it's like where you put all your cares and worries away, and it's magical. And I'm sure it was magical when a 60-year-old went for the first time as a child. It's not anymore, for obvious reasons. But here they juxtapose her with a dad who is the top spender. That's the person they're catering to. He's a tech executive, bringing his daughter to Disney. He's going all out, spending probably around $10,000 overall on a trip for his daughter. And in order to have even a tolerable experience at Disney now, you have to be one of the top spenders. And that's what they are catering to. They say on Wednesday, July 23rd at 6:55 a.m., Scarlett Kressel, a 60-year-old bus driver, opens her Disney app on her phone with nervous excitement. She's traveling with a group that includes her daughter, her grandchildren, and her mother to Disney World the following week. In 5 minutes, she will gain access to Disney's ride reservation system, where she hopes to snag 3 bookings for their visit. This moment was years in the making. She requested Disney gift cards for several birthdays and Christmases, dug up discounts, and paid for her park tickets in installments, like literally Klarna-ing your Disney tickets, scrounging up the change in between the couch cushions. And they say her mother arranged a space in a timeshare nearby instead of on the Disney property. For all of her planning, she enters the reservation system at a disadvantage. The system dispenses front-of-the-line spots and gives priority to travelers who book a personal tour guide, purchase expensive passes, or stay at a Disney hotel.
Yeah.
As a visitor on a budget, she is near the bottom of the pecking order, in which, on many days, thousands of spots for the park's premier rides are reserved for big spenders. The recently renovated King Kamehameha Suite at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, which offers a bi-level great room, views of the Cinderella Castle, and a soaking tub, goes for $3,000 a night. The GEO 82 Bar and Lounge at Epcot offers a package that includes a tower of small bites, champagne or cocktails, and a table with views of the park's fireworks for $179 per person. A wine-paired meal at Michelin star Victoria and Albert's at Disney's Grand Floridian Hotel starts at over $1,200 for two, and so on. And it used to be, when Walt Disney ran the company, there was this egalitarian ethos where he wanted to appeal to as many people as possible. Not just because that was a value that was important to the company at the time, but also because it made them more money at the time. There was a larger middle class, and that middle class has been steadily dwindling over time.
Yeah.
For most of the park's history, Disney was priced to welcome people across the income spectrum, embracing the motto, "Everyone is a VIP." In doing so, it created a shared American culture by providing the same experience to every guest. The family that pulled up in a new Cadillac stood in the same lines, ate the same food, and rode the same rides as the family that arrived in a used Chevy. Back then, America's large and thriving middle class was the focus of the company's efforts and firmly in the driver's seat. That middle class has eroded in size and in purchasing power, and the wealth of our top earners has exploded, such that America's most important market today is the affluent. As more companies tailor their offerings to the top, the experiences we once shared are increasingly differentiated by how much we have. Disney's ethos began to change in the 1990s as it increased its luxury offerings. I believe this was under CEO Michael Eisner. But only after the economic shock of the pandemic did the company seem to more fully abandon any pretense of being a middle-class institution. A Disney vacation today is, according to this guy has a sort of side hustle as a Disney tour advisor. He says this is for the top 20% of American households. And he says, if I'm honest, maybe the top 10 or 5% at this point.
Probably 10 or 5. Like, I don't even think 20.
Disney positions itself as the all-American vacation. The irony is that most Americans can't afford it.
Yeah.
Disney said its goal is to make its experience, they gave a statement to the New York Times, they want to make it available to as many families as possible. No two experiences are the same, which is why we provide a wide variety of ticket, dining, and hotel options, enhanced throughout the year with promotional offers. That's a lie, though.
Yeah.
That's a lie, and they know it.
Yeah.
They're not catering to families regardless of income level at this point. They are unabashedly catering the experience of Disney World and Disneyland to dinks.
Yep. If you don't know what that is, guys, that's dual income, no kids.
We have a 20
where
here.
the kids are just nostalgia instead. Their children are the nostalgia they hold for their own childhoods rather than kids themselves.
Jose Quintana said, was fortunate in 6th grade to go to Disney school trip. The main treat was knowing we would ride Space Mountain. Otherwise, meh. Brett starting new viewing with Doc and the Lazarus Project. We'll miss you, Empress.
They're saying they'll miss Mary because she will be out of town next week. She is going to be traveling. So next week, looks like Phil is gonna some stuff is going on behind the scenes here. So it looks like Phil's gonna be sitting in all next week, and then Wednesday Phil will not be available. And it looks like I'm gonna be doing like a Q&A episode. So I'm gonna be putting out a request for questions for you guys. No, I will not be answering questions about Mary. And there's another 20 from Pop Culture Junkie.
Oh, sorry, I missed that one. some friends who work at Disney World tell me park is in trouble. Attendance is down, offering discount tickets to locals. They've lowered hotel prices. Epic Universe is kicking their ass. Glad I sold Disney stock at 123.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of people. A lot of people in this space, like the guys over at like WDW Pro, the guys over at That Park Place, they cover more heavily everything going on at the parks. Like it does feel like from the outside looking in, as somebody who doesn't follow it, it's like World War II over there between Disney and Epic Universe and Universal Studios. And it's interesting because it's, even if it doesn't interest you to go to the parks, it's interesting to see where the American consciousness is focused when it comes to this stuff. It does seem to all be based around IP. Like nobody's excited to do any type of vacation unless they're going to go see something that has been mass marketed to them.
Right.
Right?
And I think it's because their emotions have been hijacked. Like obviously the nostalgia bait is tugging at people's heartstrings. Since we mentioned the Dinks, I would like to show a couple of videos that kind of encapsulate the customer Disney is now catering to.
Here we
Firstly,
go.
this one.
$500 for a fast pass. You have to find all the hidden Mickeys. That's what Walt would have wanted. Sometimes waiting in line is more fun than the actual ride. If you go to a worker and tell them your favorite subject in school, they give you free health care. If you go up to Goofy and say that's a good boy, he gives you a turkey leg. At 2:35 p.m., you can hear Taylor Swift playing in Magic Kingdom. At 8 o'clock, everyone meets up for the parade. Instead of water, they call it magic juice. If you blink 3 times, they know you're scared on the ride. All the chili's made with rabbit.
And then
If you tell
wait, actually, like let him
Rapunzel you like her hair, she'll take you up to the castle and you get to bake cookies with her. If you enter the water park on a Friday, you have to do the wave dance. And if you leave the water park on a Wednesday, you have to do the wave dance. It was the best day of my life.
What about your kid's birthday?
Better than that. All the birds in the park are fake. They're actually government psyop robots. It's only $500 for a fast pass.
Yeah. So, this other one is Disney, but the intrusive thoughts win.
Stay home next time. Please just stay home. If you're 25 and you're thinking about coming to Disneyland, folks, it is after dark, and that means I can say what I want to say. Disney adults are genuinely
This is unfortunately
weird.
not
I'm talking
real.
about you guys. There's no kids on this cruise. Why are you here? This isn't on the script. This isn't part of the bit. I genuinely think you guys are weird for being on this cruise. At least when kids are riding, they laugh. You guys just sit there on your photo that you paid $500 to be here today. And you don't even have a good excuse for doing it because you're all at least 20. What the hell is that? Go to a club, go to a party, or stay inside. Don't bring the vibe down on my cruise. It's weird. Mickey Mouse isn't your friend. Trust me, I know. He's my boss. He bleeds me like a vampire. The magic of this place should have worn off for you guys when you reached the age of 12. And now I just got to deal with your goofy asses ruining of engaging with the act. So I'm seriously pleading with you.
Oh God.
So he did say, if you're over 12, the magic should have worn off for you. That's not true for most of the people that still go to Disney nowadays. Yeah. And that includes this 60-year-old that was featured in the piece. And you know what? The New York Times knew what they were doing when they featured this photo of her. I don't even want to pull it up on screen. Yeah. But she's morbidly obese, and she's in this mobility scooter surrounded by her daughter and her grandchild, and there's just like people packed all over the photo. You can barely, like, the photo makes you feel like you're suffocating, and you just think like this person has, it kind of represents the consumer now who kind of lives the rest of their life on autopilot. Well, it's only to have a moment like this.
It's like
magical.
Plus size park hoppers get millions of views.
Yeah.
It's a whole meta in and of itself, and
Yeah.
I do think a lot of it has to do with the dinks more than anything. I mean, it is Disney's fault because they've priced everyone out. It's because it's not just Disney's fault. Disney reacts to market forces. They've realized that what they're doing isn't going to be viable for middle-class families, and thus everybody's been priced out of it.
Well, it's also because with the advent of like apps that you use to navigate the parks, they're able to collect data on all of their customers, where they're spending, what they're spending, who they're with, where they're going. And it was pointed out here that Disney is basically a data analytics company disguised as an entertainment company for that reason. And they point out Disney was never cheap. A family day at the original Disneyland in California, including tickets, some rides, and food for 4 people, was about $30 when the park opened in 1955, which was a lot of money when the median family income was $4,400 per year, but $30, roughly the cost of a week's groceries at the time, was still an attainable number for much of America's rapidly growing middle class.
Well, think about what the average price for a week's worth of groceries is now for a family of 4, and then think about what that would actually land you at Disney.
And there was this really sad moment where they're like following this woman's day, her first day at Disney, and her mobility scooter breaks and they have to wait 3 hours for a maintenance person to show up, and then she's like really depressed about
like she's only got so much time
because you have to book the rides ahead of time for extra fees, because they got rid of fast passes a while ago. I think they got rid of the fast passes officially in
This is like this story
2000s.
is about as tragic as it gets.
It's awful. But then you get to the end, and the saddest part is that they ask her about, how she feels about the possibility of going to Disney again. She says, despite the setbacks, she still had a good time. A few elements of the old Disney vision remain, like the opportunity to meet characters, which is still offered first come, first served. When one of her grandsons wanted an individual picture with the Elsa character, reminding her of her love of Disney characters when she was young, quote, it brought a tear to my eye. She figured that her 7 days in Orlando cost about $8,000 for 2 adults and 3 kids, around 15% of what she and her daughter earned each year after taxes. But she's already thinking about a return trip. And if she does return, she vows to bump up her budget to stay at a Disney-owned hotel. Because, of course, all magic has a price, as she put it.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.